sport fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Let's get straight into the episode.
Yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stun.
The humanless contact with the earth, you know, like
it's freezing.
Yeah,
it's gonna be so cold.
Yeah,
like Iceland, it was so cold.
Yeah, I'm gonna be cold next year anyway because I'm actually going to Canberra for about 7 months as soon as the year starts.
What?
Yeah, I got
didn't
a project.
know this.
Yeah, I got a project for work happening there, so I'll be able to come back on the weekends. It's possible.
Oh, good.
But it's
what's
also
gonna happen with your podcast?
I will work it out. I will work it out. I will just make sure that I drive home and hit an episode that week. So, and I'll be ahead of schedule. So then I can edit it while I'm there, you know, and just make the trip down, make the trip back. And it's going to be very cold there, but we're going to get season passes to Perisher and go to the snow. So instead of coming home every weekend, we might spend every 3 weeks in the sno.
Wow.
I love the snow. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cold does not bother me at all.
That's good.
The sun bothers me. I can see that you got a tan going. I got the opposite. I've gone lobster. I've gone full lobster. Yeah. I'm in pain sitting on this couch.
Oh no. Oh goodness.
Yeah. But yeah, I've got a tan going. Have you been spending a lot of time in the sun? Well, my sun's out.
Yeah, you know, fake tan helps too.
Fake tan. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll try it.
But the good thing about my skin, like when I'm in the sun, I don't burn. I just go very dark.
Yeah.
So I'm very lucky to have that. Same with Aiden and Jake. Jake's quite dark.
Yeah, he is dark
as well. So yeah, I'm very lucky to have olive skin, but I like putting tan on as well, just to have that enhancement.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So for work, how did you get into the insurance in the first place?
Aiden.
Oh,
so,
was he on the first?
Yeah.
I thought it was the other way around, sorry.
No, Aiden started at oh, sorry, just mute that out.
I'll
sorry.
mute that out, don't worry.
Yeah. Aiden started at the insurance place before I did. So I worked at U of C gym prior.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun job. It was a good job to do while I was in my teens.
Yeah.
But then I obviously wanted more money and he said, come and work with me. So he referred me and I've been there for 4.5 years now.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I get treated well. They're awesome to me. Can't complain. It has its challenges, definitely. Like you speak to different and all sorts of people every single day.
Yeah.
You never know who you're going to get on the phone.
You get a wide variety. Like some people are a bit more on the grumpy side and some people are more on the bubbly side.
Of course. Yeah, very, very much so. You get all sorts of people.
And what do you reckon is most likely if someone's on the phone? Is they most likely to be grumpy or most likely to be bubbly? What's the personality usually like?
So I'd say the ratio would be 60-40. 60% nice.
Okay.
40%
nice.
grumpy.
All right. Well, at least that's winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair ratio.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because Australians are very abrupt. So Aiden deals with New Zealanders purely because he distributes and sells on behalf of New Zealand brands.
Yeah.
And he says, like, the New Zealanders are the most nicest people.
Yeah.
But Australians are a lot more direct.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's true. We are a pretty direct country. I
smart.
like it. I like the fact that we're a direct country. We're straight to the point. We don't like to butter each other the wrong ways. We're just straight to where we want to be.
That's it.
I do like that part of it. And I'm curious, like in your career you've chosen to doing the insurance, like is there kind of like levels that you can like step up and go to the next promotion wise and things like that?
Well, I did try and get a role in HR, but unfortunately I didn't get it. It's okay. Like the person just did a lot better than I did. The fact that I made it that far. So first I got invited to an interview. I did really well. Then got into a second interview, which was a role play assessment. Unfortunately, with the role play assessment, I didn't perform as well as what he did. And I'm so happy for him that he got the job.
Yeah.
But of course, there's growth and there's opportunity. So just because like I got knocked back once, it doesn't mean I'm going to not try and apply again. So I'm going to do the best that I can where I'm at the moment, sales and in my team. But as you're aware, my ultimate long-term goal is to pursue my dreams.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the type of person is if I dream about something or I want to do something, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
holds me back.
Yeah.
As you know, like purchasing a house, for
Oh, I
example.
was just about to get to that section
Yeah.
too.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you have that opportunity. And also the way that you're just vocaling out that conversation about the fact that you're so happy for the other person to get the position. And
so happy for them.
just the way you said, like, unfortunately, I didn't get it. But, that's such a positive mindset. You're very positive. And positivity will get you everywhere. Positivity is going to get you where you want to be.
I never used to be like that, Jake. I used to be like, I always previously, but I've taught myself now getting into my mid-20s now.
Old
I used to have
age.
a victim. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Aiden knows, I used to have a victim mindset and I used to think, everyone's out to get me and, I'm always right. But as you start maturing up and learning about yourself, you humble yourself.
Yeah. I've definitely gone through that too. I've been a victim for many years in my life.
Yeah, but it's not good to have that victim mindset.
Nah.
You've got to take accountability for your actions,
Yeah, yeah. Well, the cool thing about positivity too, which is like what I'm getting the gist of, in the sense that you're happy for the other person to get the position they're in, right? And just by being a positive person, it means that you're going to do nice things for others and all these positive feedback loops that come from that mindset.
I love the thing about me. I love giving.
Yeah.
I have that in my heart. Like, with my current, not only with my current job at the moment, with doing sales, but I do all the birthdays, organize our events. I'm part of the social club with work. Like, I love giving. I love organizing those stuff.
That's cool. That's awesome. Because you know what's interesting, which is this guy. I wish I had the memory to remember what the book was called, but I will try and find it and reference it another time. But he did a study on 3 different categories of people. So there was the type of person who would do nice things for people out of the kindness of their heart. There was a type of person who would do nice things for people in hope for them to do nice things in return for them. So they're kind of like creating a community of people who would help each other out.
Yeah.
And then there was a type of person who would just claw their way to the top. And they would just be ruthless and relentless, and no matter who stood in their way, they were just dragging people out of their way to get to the top.
Wow.
He studied this field inside of sportsmen and athletes. He studied it inside of office workers, inside of construction, inside of business owners, inside of something to do with teaching, or there was multiple different fields. And he found that the people that clawed their way to the top, they got to the top quickly.
Yeah.
But they didn't stay at the top for very long. The people who did nice gestures for people in order to create a good community and trade, they survived at the top and they were very successful for a long period of time. But the people who only did nice things for people out of the kindness of their heart, they always, 100% of the time, ended up having a brighter and positive and more successful future than any other type of person.
You know what? That's music to my ears, because sometimes I feel like I do these nice things and it's out of the purity of my heart, but I get taken advantage of because I'm the nice one. But
But that person taking advantage, they're going to get to the top, as you can probably tell. It happens to all of us, but they won't stay there. It's going to be a long journey to the top, but you will surpass everyone just by being a positive, kind person.
That's amazing.
It is amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is just keep doing what I'm doing.
Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
I will. I'm not going to change.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change who I am because people don't take advantage of my kindness. That happens all the time.
Yeah, I bet it happens to me too. But that's them just doing their own journey. I just allow them to do what they got to do, and it kind of helps. And you think to yourself like, oh yeah, well guess what? You're not going to survive very long, It kind of helps. But I will circle back to what we were just mentioning before, and that was buying your property.
Yeah.
Which was honestly, it still is, but at the time it was such good news. Like it was, I could believe it, but I couldn't believe it at the same time. You know what I mean? Because you did it young.
I did. So I'll tell you how it came about me buying a house. Out of nowhere, I'm just sitting with Dad eating dinner, and I said, I've always visualized, I've always wanted to buy a house. Always. Started reading books, I worked in real estate once upon a time. I'm like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
So I went to Dad eating dinner, and I said, Dad, I need to buy a house. He goes, are you freaking crazy? In his accent, are you crazy?
Yeah.
I said, no, Dad, I need to buy a house and I need to buy now. He goes, just wait. You're young. You've just turned 22.
Wow.
I said, no, Dad.
Yeah.
So basically, he called his broker and gave recommendations on where to buy. And then Bathurst came along. So we've made a few trips, unsuccessful trips, back and forth to Bathurst. And then
Why were they unsuccessful? Why would you consider them to be unsuccessful?
Okay, so these were already built houses, but like the first house that we saw, there were tenants the place just smelt like weed. They weren't looking after it, holes in the wall, just not good.
Yeah.
The second one was the real estate agent actually lied to me about how old the house was, because I got my secrets where I know how to search up how old they really are.
Yeah.
That's like
yeah.
So that's the second. So he said that the house was built in 1975 or something like that, but it was actually built a lot earlier than that.
Wow.
But the fact that he got away with lying, I don't know how. I think that's illegal in the real estate world.
Definitely.
So but then what happened? We met this real estate agent named Mark Dwyer. The best thing that we ever, so saw a house and land package. Unfortunately, that fell through, that first one. But then found another opportunity and I put the deposit. Now, how it went with Aiden buying next door.
Yeah,
because
that's right.
I said, yep, I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy a house and land package and I'm going to build.
Yeah.
Mum goes, Aiden should do this too.
Yeah.
Aiden was no way, like, financially at that time,
Yeah.
he was not ready. But the good thing was we signed the contract in April 2021 and settlement was November. So meaning that at that stage we put, I think it was only a 10% deposit at that. Oh, no, not even. Oh, I can't even remember. I think it was 10% deposit we put down at that stage. And then we put another, altogether we put on about a 20% deposit and then paid stamp duty, which was a lot.
Wow.
But it gave Aiden enough time to save
Yeah.
from that April to November. So that's why it was really good.
Yeah, it's pretty
did it.
awesome how you have
Yeah.
houses next door to each other.
I know.
That's crazy.
If it wasn't for my if it wasn't for my mum as well, Aiden wouldn't have been, because initially we just came for me.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
Mum said, no, Aiden needs to do this too. Even though he
Yeah.
wasn't financially ready, but
He was
by-
almost ready.
Yeah, he's like he was there.
Yeah.
But me, I had the money in my bank account. What's it doing? Like,
Yeah.
if it's just sitting in your bank account, it's not working for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Investment,
Yeah.
you know it's going to grow. So now, just to explain the growth that it's done in that 2 years, it's gone up by $300,000
Oh my
in 2
God.
years.
Oh my God.
So by the time I sell it,
You're
The
going to be
fact-
set. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and you know what? I want to buy again.
Yeah, of course.
I want to do it again. It's 2 years later,
Yeah.
and I'm saying to Dad, I'm back to.
yeah.
I'm almost there again. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Good work, Kayla.
Yeah.
Good work. Good
I'm gonna
hustling.
set myself up. Yeah,
You're
Also
killing it.
Yeah, thank you. So are
Yeah.
you.
I'm
So are
trying.
you.
I'm trying.
Honestly,
But I definitely
Yeah.
haven't earned $300,000 in the last few years. But yeah, no, it's cool. It's motivating. It's motivating.
No, I hope it inspires people as well. I was only 22 at the time when I bought my first house.
Yeah.
So
It's nuts. It's nuts.
was
And the
young.
other thing is too, is like you've done well, and I'm sorry to cut you off if you were about to
no,
speak.
all good.
But I think a lot of people always think to themselves, oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it later.
Don't.
But later is going to be more harder than now. There's
Correct.
never an easier time than now. Imagine already wanting to get married, right? There's
Yeah.
a big chunk of money. Then you have to move in somewhere because you're going to be living together, and then you're paying rent, and then on top
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
of that, you're about to start having children, and then you've got
Yeah.
expenses, and on top of
That's
all
so
these
true.
things, everything you get, for every child, you have now got a dependency. So the bank will lend you less money the more children you have. So I don't get it why people want to try and wait until later, because you're
It's
just going to
not
make it
good.
harder for yourself. If you do it, why don't you just, I heard this great quote. It's, you sacrifice now to enjoy your life later, or you enjoy your life now to suffer later.
So
you know,
true.
or you suffer now to enjoy your life later, or you enjoy your life to suffer later. And I think about it like the person that I take the most care of is the person that doesn't exist yet, and that's me in the future. You know, the person the person me today suffers all the time. I just constantly just suffer, so then a future version of me can enjoy his time. Otherwise, I'm going to get to a future me, and I'm going to look back and I'm going to hate past me. You know, I don't want to ever hate past me. So present me is trying to be the good person, you know what I mean? I'm trying just so that guy doesn't hate me, you know? So good work. Good work.
Thank you. And your time will come too.
Yeah, my time will come.
Of course.
I can't be more grateful for just knowing people like yourself and all the other amazing friends I have, because you all, by doing this podcast, have motivated me so much. You know what I mean? I couldn't be more grateful for everyone. That's why every episode's a good lesson for me. It's just, I couldn't be more grateful for it. So thank you for just doing the best version of yourself.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
I learn a lot from you too. Growing up over these years, I've always looked up to you as well as a person. You're beautiful, Jake. I always
thank
can
you.
speak highly about you as well.
Thank you, Kayla.
Yeah, that's okay. But
Yeah.
just, I think my biggest advice to people is if you've got the money there, it's not going to work in your favor if you've got it just in your bank account sitting there. It's not going to grow for you.
Yeah.
Put on something. Look into stocks. I'm not very familiar with, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and all that. So I don't know much about that to give advice.
Yeah.
But investment property, it's a safe way to invest your money.
Definitely.
It really is.
It's always going to be there. And the
Of
insurance is
course.
there to back it up if it's not.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
It's a safe way. Just do your research before. Just look at, like for me, before I bought as well, and before I got the advice from the broker, I did my own research, and I'm like, wow, Bathurst is growing.
Yeah.
So now, if I took my dad's advice and he said leave it later, mate, I think it was June, the house has already gone up by $70,000.
Yeah, wow.
So I was like, man, lucky
Yeah.
I signed the contract
Yeah.
in April. I remember the day I did it. I was so over the moon.
Yeah.
I bought basically just dirt at the time.
Yeah. Because I went past, I've seen the properties too.
Oh, yeah? Is that when you
did.
were visiting Sahil?
Yeah. I was with Aiden and Jake actually. And we drove up there and he's like,
Nice.
want to check it out? I was like, yeah, let's check it out.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was awesome to see. I might have even seen it twice, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
so pretty,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever live there. What I'm going to do, my next moves, I don't really like talking about my moves, but just to motivate people, like some of the equity that I've earned, I'm going to put it onto my next house.
Yeah.
So that way I'm not putting all my life savings.
Yeah.
Use that equity. Purchase. I don't know if I'm going to purchase there. I am looking now.
Yeah.
But it all depends on what my borrowing power is, if I can afford, like the interest rates at the moment, it is hard.
Yeah.
Like I'm just about to get off a fixed rate and then I'm going to go into variables. And
what's the fixed rate at the moment? How many percent?
2.4.
2.4. So big jump to like 7.
Well, luckily we've got a good broker and he's got us down to 6%.
Yeah.
So it's still
Still double.
almost,
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
right? I can afford it. Like I'm not going to be out of pocket. I was in a positive gearing for so long.
Nice.
For 2 years.
Wow.
I was making, at the start, $600 a month.
Wow.
In my pocket because I was in and that's rare to be in
That
a
is
positive
very rare.
gearing.
Yeah.
Like-
Especially first house. Yeah,
I was
especially first
so
house.
lucky. Yeah, same with Aiden. We were both in a positive gearing.
Wow.
But now I'm in a negative gearing, not by much, only by like $100 a month.
Oh,
and what's
that's perfect.
that? That's
and that's a tax
nothing.
write-off anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So $100 on a tax write-off is like being like $70, $65 off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my tenants currently, they're paying $580 per week.
Yeah.
And that's really good for the Bathurst market. So
Killing. You just pumped me up. This is
yeah,
mad.
I'm giving you that motivation.
Yeah.
That's it.
I guarantee
Anyone
other
can
people
do
will get
it.
motivated too.
The only thing is you have to be smart with your money. I do spend. I'm not gonna
And
lie.
you know what's awesome too? I was thinking about this too just before you said that.
Yeah.
Is that you do enjoy your money and your time too. You go on holidays. You go
Of
out with the girls.
course.
You always go on to a new place on the weekends. You know what I mean?
I go out with my friends. I still enjoy my life. I don't sacrifice. I'm just very smart. And I've had 2 jobs for who knows how long now.
Years.
7 years.
Yeah.
7 years. It does
Yeah.
help. I've always got income coming through from, and I'm very smart with how I make money as well. Like I find other ways. Like Michael from Elite has told me about paid market research. Have you heard of that before?
No.
Okay.
Help
But
me
this
out.
is something
Educate me.
So paid market research is you get paid for your opinion. So what you do is you can, and this is advice for everyone, not just for you, Jake. Like I usually keep this a secret, but it's okay. People can know
We'll
now.
let the internet know now.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay. So you pretty much, if you type up on the web paid market research, a bunch of companies will come up. There's like focus people information, Q&A panel. You fill out a survey, and they pretty much, based on your answers in that survey, they assess whether that's what they're looking for. If you get accepted, that sometimes they pay you $200 in an hour and a half, or $100.
Wow.
Like, it's just easy money.
Wow.
You know, like I do it probably now because I work at reception. There's no need for do it as much, but I was doing it once a week at one stage.
Wow.
It was just an extra $150, $200 a week just by getting paid for my opinion.
Wow.
And I've done like, you know, let's say for example, Smith chips.
Wow.
Like tried Vegemite Smith chips, the Facebook market glasses.
Yeah.
Get into it. If you're wanting to earn some extra money, and if that's what they're looking for, it's so easy. Just subscribe to as many and sign up for as many as you can. And how they come up is you'll get an email from paid market research. Hey, this is what we're looking for. If eligible, fill out our survey, and then what we'll do, we'll call you for a time. And you know, sometimes they'll invite like a lot of people as well. One of my paid market research ones, actually, this was last year when it had Chris Minns and Dominic Perrottet. I think that was last year or this year, I can't remember. But I got paid $150 to be in the electoral debate. Had no idea. Oh my God.
Wow.
So I was on live TV. This was like, I think it was for Sky News, and just getting paid for my opinion being there, because what the electoral debate is, you've got an opportunity as a say, like to like ask Chris Minns, why should we vote for you to be our premier for New South Wales?
Yeah.
So I was very fortunate to have that.
Wow.
So these paid market research, that gives you opportunities to do that, to learn new products that are going to be available in the market. Like I experienced the Facebook market glasses before they were released out on the market.
Wow.
I personally don't like them. Sorry to say.
I got a pair.
Oh, do you have a pair?
Yeah, I got a pair.
And you say like, hey, Facebook.
Take a photo. Yeah. Yeah, I got a pair.
I think it's like, imagine in public, like someone doesn't know that you're taking a photo.
Yeah, because you can also make videos too, and it's just got a white dot, and you can just look around, and it's
oh
like,
my God.
this is dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous.
Yeah.
But it's not, I've told my close friends about it. Look, if you're wanting, but the thing is, you can't be lazy. A lot of my friends, they're very lazy about it. They don't want to fill out this, I can't be bothered. But I've done so many of them. And it's just, and the good thing about it, the money's not taxed. They just deposit the money straight into your bank account. And that's it. Or sometimes they even give you cash after the session.
Wow.
It's easy.
Yeah.
So I've done that. So I know my little side hustles is got me where I am today. And that's why I'm very good at my money. I earn well. So I can say, yes, I'm looking at another house. I'm going to do it. I've got the deposit there ready to go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because that's the way I try and look at money too. Is like, if I want to buy something, let's find another way to earn more on top of my money.
Yeah.
So it could just be as easy for me, being a trade-based income, is to go do my own personal jobs on the weekends.
Yeah,
it could be just take advantage of material that doesn't need to be used on site anymore and see if I can use it somewhere else, or scrap money for taking out the old stuff, or there's a million ways to try and make money. And it's like, why would I spend my actual money anymore? You know, if I can just live off these allowances, if I can live off this cash income, you know, and
So true.
it's definitely helping.
A problem with our generation as well, Doxy, is we've got a very lazy generation. Like, I noticed that
Yeah.
so much. Like,
Yeah.
people are just not willing to, they just want to have it the easy way. But you got to work hard while you're young, especially because when we get to our parents' age, it's going to be a lot harder. Our body's going to slow down. But while you can, while you're healthy, while you're fit, this is the best time to grind.
Yeah.
While you're young.
Yeah. 100%. Couldn't agree with you more on that
Yeah.
one. Couldn't agree more. I want to get to something that I think will not only be beneficial for us to talk about, but I think everyone listening too, because it's pretty much 100% male audience as well, would be a green and red flags and Icks little segment.
Yeah.
Because
this one's a funny one because I was talking about Icks with my friends yesterday.
Oh,
so this
no.
is going to be great.
Yeah, good. Icks is such a scary one for guys
It
too, because
is,
like you hear about Icks as a guy and you think to yourself like, I can't even help that. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's like the way
I
you
feel
sneeze.
sorry for men as
and
well.
it could be like when he sneezes and you're like,
oh,
what? When
I think that's
sneeze?
pretty intense.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So well, I think that you've set yourself up with a good position. So it'll be a good information for anyone listening if they want to try and attract, in your case, a successful woman. All right. So we'll call that the how to attract a successful woman. So
true.
what are some green flags that you would look for and some red flags? And we'll go one at a time. One green, one red. So what's one green to start off with?
My number one is someone, of course, who is family orientated. That is always, because when I get to know someone and date, I see I ask questions about their family. What's their relationship like with their mum and dad? How's their relationship like with their brothers and sisters? I always, people that get to know me, I always ask about their family.
Yeah.
So that's a number one for me, family oriented.
Nice. That's a good one. I might jump in with you too then. I might chuck some green and red flags out there too.
Go ahead, of course.
I would say, I don't know if it's number one because I haven't really got my list of priorities in order. But I think one of the number one things that I'm attracted to would be gratefulness. Gratefulness is like above most, to be honest.
Good.
I might keep that at number one until I find something better, because when someone is appreciative, I believe that in my heart, I will be willing to do the most insane, mundane, dedicated, annoying, costly, expensive tasks. I don't know, but and it doesn't just mean it with a partner. It's friends. It's my family. It's a random person that I'm bumping into on the side of the road. If someone's grateful for something, I'm willing to go above and beyond to do it. I love people who are grateful. So I put that as my first green flag. So what about you? What's a red flag?
Oh, goodness. I was just talking about this one yesterday. Don't do this, gentlemen. So when you're getting to know, like, maybe straight away, like, asking for a girl's snap. Oh, my, don't do it. I'm going to just like, sorry, please. The reason being is it feels like to us, you're not taking us very seriously at all. It's just like, it's almost like you want to use us. It's just not. We would appreciate more if you would ask for our number. I think the old fact. Look,
Do you have an email? Imagine they said, what's your email?
That's it. Or an email.
Do you have a PO box I can send a letter to?
Oh my God, that's what my grandparents did back in the day. Oh,
yeah.
I wish, you know what? Some sort of wish that I was living back, because my mind, I'm very, in the sense of my beliefs and everything, I'm very traditional as well. That's why I put like family as my number one, because how they're going to treat their family is going to be a big reflection on how they're going to treat you as well.
Definitely.
So
yeah.
that's why I put that up there.
Yeah. So you think avoiding asking for the snap, that's an interesting one.
Yeah. I think, I find, that's right. Like snap.
It's very young and
it is.
It's a very.
Just no.
It reminds me of being 12, Snapchatting.
Just don't do it, man. Unless you're very, very, you're getting to know this person very seriously, then exchange Snapchats. But if it's just like, if you've met this person off Tinder and, okay, what's your Snapchat? It's like, I never go on those I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with going on dating websites, but personally, it's just not for me. Let's say, for example, introduce kids into this world, I don't want to go to my kid, if they ask, oh, how did you mum and dad meet? Oh, yeah, I met off Hinge, Tinder.
Bumble. Yeah.
No, I want to tell them, like,
Craigslist. We met on Craigslist.
Grindr.
Yeah, Grindr. Don't know how you'd be introducing kids to the world if you met off Grindr. Yeah.
So just for those that are watching, I've got nothing against people going on dating websites. It's just my personal belief. I think it's not for me. It's not how I want to meet my future person.
Yeah.
Like how I met my second partner was beautiful. I met my second partner from the gym, from Elite Fitness, and that was so beautiful. Like the first time I met this person, I froze.
Yeah.
I literally froze.
Yeah.
So
that's a way better story. I like a
That was
face-to-face
perfect.
experience too.
Yeah.
Face-to-face experience. I think the dating apps are good, especially for people who, one, don't have the confidence to be able to approach people in person.
That's
So I
true.
understand it from that perspective. But I also understand it from a perspective of people who aren't necessarily willing to give up much of their own time.
Yeah,
You know? People who are very self-secluded and picky with where they put their energy. It makes sense to just spend it all on their phone for half an hour while they watch TV.
Yeah.
And that's how they get to know people. But face-to-face, a bit more extroverted people are not cut out for the whole dating app scene.
That's it. Just think of it. Online dating. It's basically like shopping. Because you've got so many options. The problem is the pool of finding quality is going to be a lot more smaller.
Yeah.
Versus when you meet someone as a face-to-face interaction, it's going to be a lot different.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. That was a good red flag. All right, I'll give a red flag then too.
Yes, please. I'm keen to.
One red flag is a girl who is trying to be, I guess the word I'd look for would be aggressive. You know, it's the closest word. So say, I can also relate this with drama as well. So drama, in my opinion, is a bit more aggressive, especially if the drama is very confrontational.
Yeah.
You know, so I do not like, and it's a massive ick, to be honest with you, if a girl is like, fuck that bitch, what that bitch say, what do you say to me, bitch?
Yeah, that's
like,
not good.
But it can also, like, even if a guy is being reactive to say in a situation where you're out at the club, easy scenario, right? Guys get drunk, guys are pieces of shit, guys are pathetic. A guy might say something rude to a girl. I believe that a woman has the right to stand up for herself, but it is a big turn off if the girl turns around and yells something derogatory back or spits in his face or slaps him or I actually do find it a big turn off. I find it attractive if a girl can just walk away. Allow him to be the piece of shit. Don't step down to his energy because hate only comes from below. So don't reach your hand down to slap someone because it's the only way you can ever slap someone down. So I think, I would say some kind of an aggressive fighting kind of personality, you know, not for me. Not for me. Yeah.
So disrespectful.
I get it in a sense of protection. If a girl is with another girl and she's picking on her friend or something, that's admirable. You're there to protect someone. But there's no need to instigate a fight, I guess. Especially because girls get guys in trouble all the time.
Yeah.
The amount of times guys get knocked out because their girlfriend got in an argument with a guy is immense. Immense. And I've been in a relationship in the past where I was constantly having to get into fights when I was going out because the person I was with was just a massive instigator.
Yeah.
Massive turn off. All right, what about a green flag from you?
A man that's masculine that brings out my feminine energy.
Yes, good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're very traditional in that sense of
Of
masculinity and
course.
femininity.
Yeah, like a provider, someone, for example, my ultimate goal, not be at but like when I'm, let's say, for example, raising young kids, he'll be out at work and I'll be looking after our kids at home, for example. Or, you know, masculine would be, let's say, for example, putting me as first priority always, not putting me as second class. That would be, you know, even as simple as opening the door for me.
Yeah, chivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by that. Just looking after me.
Yeah.
And I'll look after you, and that's my goal. Just to be those traditional values and someone, a man that can bring out that feminine energy. As well.
Good answer too, because I feel like we are stepping into a society that is trying to demonetize masculinity.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, to be honest, there's no point ever for any guy to have to worry about it. Like, don't care about what the media and the social media has trying to represent about. And the thing is, it's like, I believe wholeheartedly that women are capable of doing things on their own, which they are.
Yeah, women are a lot more independent nowadays. Like, I'm a good representative. I'm independent, but in saying that, I want to...
Yeah, I get it.
Someone that's going to love me and protect me.
I get it. I think that a woman is capable, and this is probably what the message is lacking that people don't understand. No one's trying to say that women can't do things. And that's where this whole stigma around, oh, you misogynistic,
Andrew
this and
Tate.
that.
I love Andrew Tate.
I love Andrew Tate.
My God, but when you actually listen to what he says, I know women are going to hate me for this, for saying that I love Andrew. Because at first when I was watching Andrew Tate, I couldn't understand him.
Yeah.
I was just seeing these shitty clips on TikTok of seeing the worst of him. But then when you watch these hour podcasts of him, you really understand exactly what he's saying. So he's not a misogynist.
He's not.
Shut up. Sorry.
He really wanted to peak his internet fame by saying outlandish stuff. And I get what he was doing when he was doing it. But then he actually came through and backed up what he was saying with reason, you know, and it was coming from a place of empathy, not power. And what I think that we're lacking in today's society is that the message isn't that women are capable. The message is just men do things for girls, right? But the longer version of that message is women can do things for themselves, but a man wants to do it for a girl so she doesn't have to. She can do it if she wants to, but it's so she doesn't have to. And that, I don't know why that can be looked at in a negative way at all.
Yeah.
It can't be. So good answer too. Masculinity.
Masculinity.
Yeah.
I think that's basic, but that's how every man should be.
Every man should be, but a lot of men, and I can easily say myself for an example because I've been this type of person before, chivalry is dead. You don't know what you don't know, you know, in this life. So when you don't have examples of how people should be treating, how men should treat women and how women should treat men, when you don't have examples to look up to, it's hard.
And I'm a believer that men and women have their own roles as well.
100%.
I'm a big believer. Like I said, women, I'm not going to be happy with my responses, but I'm still very traditional in this
I think
sense.
intelligent women will. Intelligent women will understand your answers. Yeah.
I've got two brothers as well, so I understand. I've got my dad. I live in that, Maltese household, so I understand. That's why...
The easiest way to say the roles would be that the man does all the work around the house and the woman does all the work inside the house. You know, it's very easy, but that doesn't mean that the man can't help out inside the house. It doesn't mean that the woman can't help out outside the house.
So true.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But there is still roles and responsibilities that I think partnerships have to maintain.
And women need to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if you're a woman now and you don't know how to cook, oh my goodness.
Yeah, good luck.
God bless you.
Yeah, good
You
luck.
need to, because if the man is going to be hard day at work and the last thing he wants is to come home and he's having freaking noodles.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm gonna when I have my husband, I'm gonna cook him beautiful meals. Trust me.
Everything warm and hot, eh?
I was very fortunate enough, Doxy, as well, that when my grandparents came to Australia when I was 7, they came for a visit. They're initially from Malta, unfortunately deceased, so R.I.P.
R.I.P.
But my nana, as soon as she came to Australia, I was in the kitchen straight away at 7.
Yeah.
You know, she taught me how to make pastitsis, which is a traditional Maltese pastry. She's taught me to cook monastra, rabbit. Like, she's taught me so many of these different dishes, and I was lucky enough to get taught at the age of 7.
Yeah, wow.
So that's why, like, I've got people know, like, I love coming to work, and I'm very good at my desserts. That's the one thing. I'm very good. But I think, honestly, as a woman, it is so important to learn how to cook because, like I said, your partner's not going to appreciate coming home and he's got a bowl of noodles or,
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
I
in that?
100% agree.
I come on.
I'm very self-aware and I never want to ever expect anything from anyone. I like appreciating, and that's another thing that comes from appreciation too. It's you don't expect someone to do it, you just appreciate when they do it. So I really am trying to build my life where I don't expect to get home and there's going to be food on the table. But when there is food on the table, I'm going to be super grateful for it, you know?
Of course.
And yeah, and to be honest with you, if there's not food on the table, I'm just not cooking. I don't cook. It's just not part of my life. I don't care. Yeah.
Our roles as women as well, we need to look after our men.
Good
make sure
point.
they're as simple as making sure that their clothes are washed and being there to listen to them. Like, let's say they've had a hard day at work, for example, be there, shoulder to cry on, because men can be vulnerable. I understand they've got their masculine roles, but you can be vulnerable to us too.
Yeah, good response.
Yeah.
I think that if I was to give my next green flag, it would kind of be to echo on what you were just saying too about responsibilities.
Yeah.
And it would be the understanding. A green flag is when a woman understands that, in my personal belief, I believe that it's a man's job to provide the future for his wife and children. That's his job as a human to exist.
True.
It's your job to provide.
Yeah.
But I believe that it's a woman's job to provide the ability in order for him to do so.
Yeah.
And that means that exactly what you're saying. If he goes out all day, he doesn't want to come home and vacuum, because that vacuum still has to get done.
Make sure the house is clean. It is.
Yeah, and I get it, because if a girl is working the same hours, then it's like you're kind of stuck in the same boat. You both have to do contributions.
Yeah.
But it's easy for me in my perspective because I do overtime 7 days a week. I'm always working. So it just makes sense that it's an even contribution. I think that would be my next green flag. It would be an even contribution between the different roles and responsibilities.
So true.
Yeah. What about another red? We'll do one more red each.
Oh, goodness. It's as simple as just being a big red flag is when a man swears.
Swearing.
I can't stand when people swear.
Yeah. But when you say swear, is it just in a term of like
swearing at you?
Yeah, swearing at you. That's a good. Yeah. Okay, I get that too. Because I think of swearing, I look at swear words more of descriptive words now more than anything. It's just the way to. I could say something was awesome.
Yeah.
I could say I had the best day today, or I could say I had the fucking best day.
That's different.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a emphasize on a description. But I know what you're saying. You're saying swearing in a more derogatory, aggressive perspective.
Yeah, I've thought of a red flag, and this is coming back to masculinity, actually. This one's more if a guy is too feminine.
Too feminine.
Oh, like too soft. I don't like that. I'm sorry. That's like, there is a list of red flags, but if we want to get to the particulars, as a friend, it's okay to be feminine. But if we're gonna go on a date and you're a bit too soft and I don't know what are feminine guys like?
Yeah, you didn't like the way that guy looked at you. You didn't, that hurt my feelings too much. Or I consider myself.
Come on.
Yeah. I consider myself to be like a little bit of a feminine pussy in a bit of a way, because it's like at work, right? I get dirty pretty quickly at work in my trade. But I hate being dirty. Like, I mean, like, I'll wear long sleeves, gloves. Like, I wear all these things to avoid getting dirty. And as soon as I get a little bit of dirt on my arms, I'm like, damn it. But then once I just accept it, I'm going to be filthy by the end of the day. You know what I mean? I'm charging. But, like, I cannot wait. I hate being dirty. I love being clean. I am a little bit soft in that regard.
That's okay. I'm talking very...
Emotionally, is that what you're talking?
Yeah.
It's
okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. I'm not saying that. But when they're so hard to explain.
I think I know what you're saying though. It's like it's okay to be vulnerable, but you have to eventually man up.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to deal with it, get over it,
a
build
lot of
from
men
it.
don't know how to be men anymore.
Yeah.
You're just getting too soft.
Yeah. No, that's a good red flag. That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. I would say my last red flag would be, easy one for me. Drugs. Drugs is number one. Drugs is biggest red flag. I'm okay with the ideology of experimentation. I recommend it. I reckon people should experiment and try things for the first time, you know.
I've never tried drugs in my life.
Well, good.
I know.
I'm not saying
I don't
you
know
should.
if I want to.
I'm not saying you should, but I don't judge on the idea of doing so. I get it. I would never ever date someone who was a stoner.
Yeah.
I will never date someone who is a dependent on anything, you know, everything. To be honest, even like if someone was prescribed like a Valium or Xanax to be able to sleep, which I get it, people have really rough periods in their life. The concept of taking anything has to come with working through it. So if you're prescribed something to go to sleep, then you need to work out why you're not able to go to sleep. Maybe there's something that we can do to change that. Yeah. Are we not using enough energy in the day? Are we up too late? Are we on our phone too much at the end of the day? And then I'm okay with people needing to take Xanax to go to sleep because you're working on ways to try and stop it. Every single drug I think needs to be taken. Every drug does not need to be taken consistently. I think drugs are just for experimentation. Yeah, so that'd be my last red flag. Drugs.
I'm very turned off, like not to bring up my first ex-partner or anything, but drugs got him in a lot of trouble. And that was a big contribution as to why our relationship ended.
Yeah.
So I've always been turned off ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got myself in a lot of trouble doing drugs. A lot of trouble.
When you're dealing. You know.
Yeah, there's all sorts of reasons I've been in trouble for drugs. It's just, and that's why it's been a lesson for me to avoid it in the future because I've already dealt with the repercussions of it. So it's like I'm not going to get myself in that situation again. Yeah, definitely. Oh well, I like that little segment, green flag, red flags.
That was fun. That was so good.
Yeah.
Look, there's plenty more green flags, of course, but yeah, if I had to say my top, family orientated, someone who looks after themselves, goes to the gym is so important.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah,
Physical health is so. I think that's definitely up there. The way that someone looks is a big contribution with what they're doing.
Well, that was good. Well, there's another section I got to do with you called Deep Questions. Okay. And it's the last section I like to do in the podcast. All right.
Awesome.
They're called deep, but they're not always that deep.
Okay.
They're completely random generated questions.
Yeah.
And you'll answer sometimes, and then I'll answer after you, and then sometimes I'll answer first, and you can go just after me.
Yeah.
The first one I have had before, and I'd like to know your opinion because I think that my opinion may be different than it has always been.
Okay, sure.
So the question is it possible to find true love in arranged marriages?
I'd say yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think personally, maybe if you've got that attraction and that understanding of each other, then there could be a possibility. I've never thought of anything like that.
Well, you answered it how I would answer it too. It is possible. It is possible. And I always used to think to myself that it is very highly likely because, and to be honest, I still do. I still think it's highly likely because to be an arranged marriage from a proper traditional sense in what our current society is kind of like, unlike what it was like prehistoric to our generation.
Yeah.
Arranged marriage today would be like the parents of two different people both have grown up with similar values and morals family-wise, culturally, traditionally, religiously.
Yeah.
So they know that how their own children are being grown up to think. So they know that they're going to have similar values. Gotcha. So they're going to commit to a relationship. Then it might be a situation where, say, the woman has this responsibility, the male has this responsibility, you know. So I think it's definitely possible and it is likely. But the one thing that has taken me away from this is true love, you know, and that's true love is a hard thing for me to wrap my head around because I don't even know if true love is a real wording, you know. True love is complicated because I'm starting to understand that love comes in all different shapes and forms. The love you have for your partner in school is going to be way different from the love that you have for your partner in your teens, you know, or early adulthood, or the person that you choose to spend the rest of your life with. They're all love. You can't say that I've been in love many times in my life, many times.
You have.
But true love is so complicated because is true love your first love? Is true love your last love? Is true love the love that got away? Is true love the love that you have for your mum? You know, what's true love? So I think that true love would have to be the idea of commitment.
Yeah.
Undeniable, unbreakable commitment, no matter what. Riding the wave as it goes up, enjoying the time, and then committing as you skyrocket back down. Sitting at the bottom in that pity and then starting to climb back up. I think that if you can commit to that, that would have to be the definition of true love.
Yeah.
So I would say it is definitely possible to find in arranged marriages.
Yeah.
And you're just as likely to find it in an arranged marriage or if you were to meet someone, you know, because it's the commitment that you have to make.
That's true.
So I'd say yes. I would say yes as well.
Yeah, me too.
All right. I'll answer the next one first.
Yeah.
All right. The next one is, what's the biggest question you have about the future? If I was to answer this one, I would say my biggest question, I don't really question the future because I kind of build my life in a way to advance towards the future.
Yeah.
I don't question it because I kind of am trying to build it as I go anyway. So it's like I think about my future in 10 years and I've kind of got it mapped out, you know?
Yeah.
But if I was to say a question that I have about the future, I've had this question before and I've had different answers, but today my question would be, when am I actually going to have my first child? Would probably be my biggest question. When? It's not a matter of if. It's not a matter of like, oh, I hope. It's just when. When's probably my biggest question. Yeah. What about you? What would be your biggest question?
When am I going to meet my true love?
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
question. Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is that you can't actually look. You know, it's what I've started to learn. If you look for love, it's like a weird little secret thing that if you try and look for it, it just disappears.
But it comes when you least expect
Comes
it.
when you least expect
Oh,
it, and you won't even know.
definitely.
It'll creep up on you, and it will just hit you in the back of the head, and you're like, "What the heck?"
yeah.
You know,
That's true.
it's almost like a weird secret to the universe.
Yeah.
That but it makes sense to me because if you're looking for love, you're distracted from what you should be doing, right? Yeah. But if you're not looking for love, you're working on yourself, hopefully.
So true.
You could be out there drinking drugs, partying, gambling. You could be doing the devils, but it makes sense why love comes to you because you're becoming a way more attracted person, you know? You're attracting goodness because you're building this good life that other people want to be a part of. Instead of going out there looking for another life to join onto, you're actually building your own life and everyone's going to want to just follow you. And then you can kind of pick your way, you know, like, oh, no, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's so true.
I guess that would be, that's your biggest question. When are you going to find your significant other?
Yeah, because I've had, unfortunately failed relationships. And yeah, I'm like, at this point in my life, I'm not in the present looking, but it's a question that I ask, like, when am I going to settle down? Who's God got planned for me?
Yeah.
Like, who is this person?
Yeah. Good answer. Good answer. You say God. Do you believe in God?
Of course.
Good.
I do
good
pray
answer.
a lot.
Yeah. Nice. Oh man, I haven't been praying a lot lately. I should pray more.
It's
I'm
very
bad.
important. I think I started because the friends that I hang around with now, they go to church and they've influenced me in a really positive way.
Nice.
So I started praying a lot more the last year when I went through a lot of challenges in my life personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my mental health kind of went down a little bit, but that's
You climbing back out?
Yeah, like a lot better.
Yeah. Nice.
Everyone goes through something always.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just how you handle it and how you react and you bounce back, of
Yeah.
course.
Praying's like a superpower that I always tell people. It's like every now and then, if you just get stuck or lost, just pray.
Pray.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, praise the Lord.
Yeah. Bless up.
Yeah.
Good answer, Kayla. Good
Yeah.
answer. All right, we'll do a couple more of these. The next one I'll get you to answer first.
Yep.
What do you fear about getting older and what do you not fear about getting older?
I fear with getting older, this is talking about personally with my current job, life insurance, your health starts to deteriorate. So developing medical issues like heart, cancer, that's what I fear a lot. And I feel so sorry for these people. Like I'm on a daily basis declining people and saying I can't offer life insurance to you.
Yeah.
So that's what I fear the most is health. In terms of what I look forward to, I think mostly would be retirement where I can
Ooh.
settle down.
Yeah.
And why be a grandparent. Would
Yeah.
love to experience that one day. Like the love that my grandparents have, like my grandmother has in Australia anyway, has 11 grandchildren.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
you know,
Wow.
so we've got the partners, so the family's getting a lot bigger now, but I want to experience that.
Yeah.
Being a grandparent and being a co-mum for my daughter or son. Yeah.
Yeah. Good answer.
Yeah.
I get the whole health being a fear thing too. I do get it. I personally almost I'm not gonna say I don't care because I know that I'm going to constantly try and find more and more ways to prolong my life as I get older.
Yeah.
I'd love to live forever.
But
you know?
it's just, unfortunately, we're all going to die. As dark as that is.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at too. If unfortunately we all are going to die, and it being the ultimate statistic, there's never been a more high statistic and more accurate statistic than 1 out of 1 dies. It's the ultimate statistic. There's nothing that, not even 1 out of 1 is alive because a lot of people never got to take their first breath. So 1 out of 1 dying being so permanent, I would say that however I die, I die. I was fortunate enough to be given this opportunity to breathe for the first time, and I'm still breathing today.
Yeah.
And I've already lived a life that I'm happy with. You know what I mean? I'm happy with it. If I die tomorrow, I die tomorrow.
So you'd be happy with the progress that you've made this far?
I am.
Very good.
Obviously, if I have another 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 70 years,
Be better.
then it will be better, of course. But I couldn't tell you how grateful I am for the opportunity to have been born. Like, I am so fucking fortunate. Like, you can't imagine never being born, but it's like, it's a gift, you know? We don't have to have been born, which is what's crazy. The statistical probability of being born is something like 1 in 100 and, I'm going to butcher the number, but I watched a video once. It was like 127 trillion. You know, that's the chances of even being born. No, not even. I swear it was like 1 to the power of 127, which means there was 127 zeros after that 1.
Wow.
So that's a number that we don't even have, you know. That's the chances of being born.
Wow.
So my health deteriorating, I guess it doesn't fear me. What would fear me about getting older would be regretting things, missing out on opportunities, not taking advantage of things. Like, I actually do live in fear of that. I'm constantly doing things because I don't want to have not done it.
Yeah.
You know? So I'd say that's my probably biggest fear.
Yeah.
And what I not fear, like what am I looking forward to that probably a lot of people are, is similar to you. I know that one day, and I'm leading towards this, I'm going to be sitting on a throne. I'm going to be sitting on a throne at Christmas, and I'm going to be looking at my army. My 6 boys are going to give me a splendid amount of grandchildren, and my 6 girls are going to find 6 sweet boys themselves.
Nice.
And I'm going to look down and I'm going to just finish. I'm finished, you know what I mean? Like, story's done, chapter's written. Like, I've made it at that point. So I'm really looking forward to old age. How I Met Your Mother has this quote saying that, and I've mentioned this on the podcast a few times, but life is like a well-cooked slow dinner, and old age is the dessert. Because you've done all the hard work, your things are done, and now it's just time to just sit back and enjoy.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what I'm looking forward to.
Good
So,
stuff.
good answer.
That is. So, likewise.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right, I'll answer the next one first.
Yeah.
And then we'll do one more after that.
Sure.
Oh, what was the best phase of your life?
Oh, I can say the best year of my life.
Best year, yeah.
Yeah. When I was 22, baby.
Yeah, 22.
That was lockdown days. But why I say that, the age of 22, I bought my first house. I ran my own boot camp business where I did classes for 40 ladies.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But I was my own boss.
Yeah.
So I think that phase of my life, or that that year, 2021, was just incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice phase. That's an awesome phase. That's good
Yeah.
that you had a good lockdown. A lot of people had a horrible lockdown.
I know. I was very fortunate.
I hated my lockdown. I got to be honest. I hated it.
My clients kept me going. If I didn't have them, because at the time I was working in insurance, but I found it very hard because the social interaction wasn't there. I was just looking at a computer screen.
Yeah, yeah.
But because then I would run classes morning and night, 6 days a week, I had that social interaction.
Yeah.
So I was seeing them. I do one-on-one like coaching sessions with them as well. So
yeah.
I was very fortunate to have that.
Yeah, nice. Well, that's a good phase. I think if I was to say it the way you said it in a term of what year, I'd probably say this year. I'd say this year was my best year so far. I really, really I've been proud of myself this year. You know, I've never really been proud of myself. It's something that I've never thought of being.
Yeah.
But the podcast is a perfect, easy example for me because it has not been easy to do one episode a week for 64 weeks now.
Wow.
And I have made it this far, you know, and it's like I'm proud of what I've accomplished at work. I'm proud of what I've accomplished in self-progression and personal growth. And a lot of things haven't been as bright as they've been in the past. Like my gym hasn't been like what it's been. My physical health hasn't been what it's been. But I told myself I'd be sober for 12 months and I knew it would be a challenge. And now I'm on month 14, you know, and it's like I really am proud of that because that's not the person I was 12 months ago. 12 months ago.
Well done.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
These success stories.
Sorry.
No, I was going to say you should be so proud of yourself.
I am. I really am. I am. And it's not from a point of ego where I think I'm better than anyone else. I'm just so much better than the person I used to be. You know, and the person I used to be, I knew he wasn't a good person. He wasn't a bad person because he wasn't a bad guy. But
you always had respect for people.
I was always respectful, you're right. I was always friendly. I always tried to create friendships and I've always been that. But internally, I knew that I wasn't fulfilling my purpose. You know, I was destined for more. I was supposed to be a better version of myself. And I think next year, I'll be a better version of myself than I am today, and I will be proud of myself next year. But I have, for the first time, experienced what it's like to be proud of something. So, yeah, that'd be my answer this year. Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right. I said one more, so I'm going to find one more.
Yeah.
All right. What is one of your biggest fears, and has that fear ever come true?
Oh, being fat again.
Good final answer. Good final answer.
Oh my goodness. Has that ever happened again? Yeah, at one stage I did.
Oh, did
I
you?
put on a lot of weight back on. I went into a depressive state with my ex-partner and I breaking up, and I did put on about 10 kilos.
Oh, no.
That's okay. These things happen.
Yeah.
But I bounced back.
As I said, it's a wave.
It's a wave.
Yeah.
You go through these stuff, but it's how you handle it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did go through. I was feeling sorry for myself. I was binge eating, blah, blah, blah. But I bounced back better than ever.
Good.
Yeah.
Good answer, Kayla. Funny answer. I love that. Being fat again. I love that. That's cool. That's cool. All right. What would be one of my biggest fears? Because it says what it's like what was. It kind of is what was, but like it's kind of one that has come true that is no longer a fear. I was always scared of public speaking. I wasn't happy being on the internet. I didn't feel comfortable even posting photos, like especially in school. Speaking in front of people in school killed me. Like I mean like I wanted to cry. I was the class clown. It doesn't make sense because I was loud. I was abrupt. I was making people laugh. But when I had to speak, I just would just freeze and I would just shake and like I would stutter and I really wanted to cry and I had to battle through to get my public speaking out. And just slowly, especially doing the podcast, that's been the number one thing. It's helped me. It's like I'm so comfortable speaking now that I even like my own voice. I'll listen to myself back when I edit it and I'm like, I pause it and I go, He knows what he's doing. You know, like I'll just say something and it will just work. And to be honest, I made it up on the spot.
Yeah.
I'll just have to pause and go, he freestyles. You know, I've beaten that fear of public speaking. I had a speech at Luke's wedding and I was not fearful of doing it. And I guess for the first 3 or 4 seconds, I was like, shit. But then Zibbo, your brother, he actually yelled out, we can't hear you. And then I went, oh, sorry. And then I spoke louder and I felt my confidence in my loud voice, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess that'd be one of my fears that has come true.
Yeah.
That is no longer a fear. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you now, because you're such a confident talker. You're punctual, like you don't stutter when you speak. So
Thank
well
you.
done to you. You've come a long way.
Thank you. I couldn't even read out loud like 2 years ago.
Wow.
Like I've been training myself to read more because like if I tried to read a book, it was just bleh, you know what I mean? Like not only did I not know how to speak, I didn't know how to read what other people had already written. So like, yeah, I guess that'd be my closest one, I'd say, to a fear that's worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Well, I have one final question, Kayla.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's the same question that I do ask everyone that comes on the podcast.
I don't even know the question.
Okay,
so
good.
This is going to
good.
be interesting.
Well, before I ask you, I have to thank you for giving me this episode. Yeah, because I've enjoyed every moment of it. Yeah.
Oh, my pleasure. I've enjoyed being here with you in this room and this experience. So, yeah, more than happy. So the next one, Jake, Aiden and me. This will be an interesting
I promise you, I'd like to do that before the end of the year.
Yeah,
That'd be
okay.
cool. That'd be
All
cool.
right. You keep us posted.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Because I got one group pod that I need to get done first, and then there's a few. But I'm happy to, after I do that one, I'm happy to do the Zibbo podcast. Yeah.
That is going to be interesting.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Sounds good.
Very
Yep.
fun. All right. Well,
Cool.
the final question, and it's just a piece of advice mostly for anyone who might need to hear it. And what would you say to someone if they were feeling depressed and they came to you mostly because they felt lost?
Don't be so hard on yourself. Be easy. I think. And don't take life so seriously as well. I don't know. I know my response is so vague, but that's when someone, and especially during lockdown, how I had clients come up to me and say, yeah, I'm just so lost in the world. You know, just do the best you can. You've only got one life. Don't have any regrets in life. Don't give up. Just keep going.
Yeah.
So I know it's a very vague response.
Oh, no. Well, perfect response. You said just don't be so hard on yourself.
Don't be
you
so
know?
hard on yourself.
That's probably why people have turned into a depressed state from being lost, and it's because they've been hard on themselves for feeling lost. I think the truth is everyone's lost.
Yeah.
Everyone is lost. I think there's 7 billion lost people walking around on this planet. There's somehow we spawned on, you know?
Yeah.
No one knows why they're here, what their purpose is, and we're all trying to find it.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're hard on yourself, it could lead into depression. So don't be hard on yourself is a great answer.
Yeah.
What I love about that question is that everyone has a different answer.
Oh, really?
Everyone.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
Just don't take life so seriously, because at the end of the day, we're all got one life. We're all going to die.
Yeah. I'm here for a good time and I'm here for a long time.
True.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Great answer, Kayla. Great
Thank you.
podcast. Great everything. Great stories. I'm really, really proud of you and everything you've accomplished so far.
Thank
I
you.
know that you will achieve this dream and passion and fulfillment of opening your own studio. I think that everything that you're looking for in a partner will come into fruition. And I believe that you've done nothing but set a perfect example for not just anyone, but especially young women to achieve what they can achieve, because you've done it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Easy. Done. Well, podcast. That's a wrap.
Shawty gets a vibe, yeah, I had to put her on. Body too skinny, yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stunt.